Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer tournament of this year, 2021. We have an exciting match for you all here in Group A on the loser's side. Dataput hoping to send us into a Game 3 situation, but is at the risk of going 0-4 this tourney and being eliminated. My name is Willard J. Bradley, and I'm here with my good friend, Phileon. Hello, sir.
Hello. Good morning. Do you have your coffee, Willard?
Yes, I do. It's right
Excellent.
here.
Because you can't borrow mine.
I don't even want yours. Probably doesn't even taste right. You put all the wrong flavors in it.
You know, that's only because you put the wrong flavors in too.
Okay.
Anyways,
what flavors do you put in your? Hold on. No. Who cares
Oh.
about this? What flavors of stuff do you put in your coffee? Let's talk about it.
I just put the milk flavor in.
The milk flavor. All right, 2% skim, low fat.
Skim. People,
Skim?
I'm
Skim?
exposing a lot about my personal life here on the Speed Gaming channel.
Skim
And
milk?
people are gonna. Yeah, I know. Let's
Alright.
let's talk about Zelda.
More power to you, man. Well,
What
we
the
got
heck
hearts.
is that sprite?
That's Shadow from FF6.
No, on the right.
That's Zelda. I mean Link.
Oh, okay.
Just had to clear that up. So this is hard standard, which means that there's going to be some items not showing up in this race. You know, tempered sword at max, no silvers, 14 hearts max, no tunic upgrades. I don't even think there's a mirror shield in the pool anymore.
Harrison. Red mail is for cowards. No cowards today.
Uncle has been looking at the seed settings. That's for sure. This is a nice find right off the bat. Find. Why do we like to see bombs this early?
Do we like to see bombs this early?
Just answer.
Yes, actually, we do. We do. It's actually funny because we were not even a joke talking about this before we went live. That it's just annoying when you don't get bombs and you have to run back through escape. It's especially annoying if it happens twice in a week in races you're watching.
Ooh, saw two quick pendants in the Light World, one at Tower of Hera and one at Desert. I believe that was a green pendant at Tower of Hera. And our starting weapon today is going to be, besides the bombs that we got in Link's house, a fire rod.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Actually, I'm really glad we got the bombs because it's fire rod. You're not farming
Well,
a ton of... Okay. All right. Sword. All right.
So this is just your usual standard opening. No big deal. No big thing.
Standard opening?
Yeah, standard opening. I mean, it's nice. There are 4 swords in the pool. You're only going to be able to potentially get 3 of those, and we have seen a few like super late Master Sword seeds or even Master Sword Go mode races. So this is a nice sight for both players to be like, oh, good. That's one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah. And hey, having those bombs, especially 3 already, means I hope we're going to see like nicely under sub 6 escape, since there's no farming going on.
One moment. Clicking buttons.
All right there?
Yeah. I've seen an ad about biscuits. Sorry, I was trying to make sure chat was loaded so I could yell at him. Hi, chat. There's a bottle. That's one more thing we can knock out while we're in our Kakariko visit. Checking out the sick kid, getting that item, so that's nice. So far, Phileon, this has been a pretty nice Hyrule Castle sequence. Getting a lot of goodies. We like goodies.
I like goodies. Boots would be my favorite goodie, of course, but also wouldn't turn down a flute at this point. But we're still doing pretty well. Hey, it's even better than ball and chain guard?
Barbecue ball and chain guard?
Is that what we're calling it? Please let that not be what we're calling him, but yes.
No, we're not doing that. He was on fire, though. It does speed things up when you have Fire Rod, and it'll burn these enemies real quick. Compared to, using Fighter Sword or something. For the most part, I mean, it does feel like this seed is probably going to have a pretty linear start. Unless we find another item that's going to send one of these players elsewhere, we'll probably see
Early
the
bow,
Kakariko
early
visit.
bow, early bow,
We've seen enough of those.
early bow, and I'll
No.
never get tired of them.
I mean, if we did get an early bow, Armos would be in logic because of that advanced logic, that delicious fire rod logic to get to Armos in Eastern. And if not, you have a sword to get you through the dark rooms. Easy game. The 3 bombs from Link's house are not really in the need of, checking prize packs of these guards or eventually snakes or rats. Don't have to worry about that at all, which is kind of nice. You can just kind of cruise through this dungeon.
Yeah, the only minor concern. It's not a big one. We're coming out of here with probably 0 rupees at this point, unless the chest just drops the giant bag of rupees on us.
More chests coming up. There's a good chance we'll get like a hundo in there somewhere, maybe.
Maybe.
You never know. And then
It's
there's
funny.
always tree poles and bush crabs. We'll have dollars before we get to CAC.
Yeah, I feel like people used to worry more about having $50 when they came out of Escape, and they just don't anymore. I think we've all had enough times when we couldn't do Bottle Vendor on the first trip that we just, like, no one likes it, but you deal with it if it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. You could always open up with a Houlihan play, like some weirdos.
Or you could just skip Bottle forever, like some weirdos.
Yeah. Either works. All right, we did get a shield in the Dark Cross, which is useless for now. I mean, it blocks arrows, and I think the Octorok bullets. I think that's about it. That's about all it's good for currently.
Yeah, it's good for when you're going into Swamp Palace and there's that one guy sometimes throws a spear right in your direction.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, we did get some money, but we also, more importantly, got Master's Sword, so that's one more thing you have to worry about. I believe this is the prize pack that will eventually turn into an 8 bomb drop, so it's like Dr. Mardio was looking for that bomb drop arena. But yeah, Master's Sword, real nice, real early. That is also one of our key components to potentially clearing Aghanim's tower to get to the Dark World.
Or checking the Bombos tablet.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last item, Heart Piece. Where are we off to next? No save and quits, so I would assume that we are heading west to Kakariko Phylon. And what do you think? Do you think this Kakariko is going to be loaded or not? What do you think?
I bet it's going to give them a glove that sends them up the mountain, but really, they were supposed to go somewhere out of the way and down here. Mm-hmm. Watch this happen. Watch this happen.
What if they find a glove in the Lost Woods? Does that still count?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to see that tree pole from Dataplat. This is, assuming, I think it's just the tier 2. They probably took damage along the way, I would assume. $50 in the Lost Woods, and we're going to see what is at our Lumberjack, what is locked behind completing Aghanim's tower and acquiring some boots and the other stuff to do that. We have a red boomerang and a single arrow in the drop down in Lost Woods, so nothing really showing up. So that $50 is kind of nice.
So that's the better boomerang in Lumber. I can't. No. It's the worst
Why?
boomerang. I can't.
Why would you say that? Would you give in?
I wanted to annoy you, but I annoyed myself.
I mean, I'm not annoyed by that, but chat might be. You just like the sparkles, right? It's all about the little
I
sparkles.
hate the sparkles. I like the idea of the sparkles. In practice, though, sparkles are awful.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with the red boomerang. I'm not gonna sit here and like argue about it. They're both great in their own way. I just prefer the blue one. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. There's a mirror. What else we got? Powder. And the other shield. All right.
This is not a clue. I'm starting to think I did not know what would happen.
Oh, there's that lamp. All right, Phylon. We are a move away from Aga
Alright.
and Dark World. This could be the pearl on the pyramid play. Or seed. Sorry, not play.
Could.
Possible.
Could.
I doubt it, but it's possible. It's still out there. We don't know yet. You were gonna say something. You kept saying all right.
Just like, okay, this is the life we have.
Oh, okay.
This is our existence. Right now.
You're accepting what was happening on screen.
It's
and reflecting. I see. Gotcha.
Reflecting because data plat was pulling the mirror out. As you said.
Nope, that's not what I was trying to do.
That's very clever,
But
Willard.
now that you know, no, please. Stop.
Dr. Marty sitting now at 255 rupees. I think he's just shouting on Zelda 1 with that number.
100 for 50, which is, could have been a worse deal, but you're looking at that number, and I'm already thinking, oh man, just one Houlihan, and I'm like 50 rupees away from Zoro, but not gonna need that. There's 300 in Chicken Hut. All right.
All right, I think I've sorted out my disappointment surrounding that Master Sword and Lamp enough to explain why I feel bad about all of this.
What are you feeling bad about?
The items presented, and it just opens up that question of like, is one runner just gonna bite the bullet early and say, okay, I bet this is I know this is an Agaseed, I'm just gonna do the tower first, get that pyramid item, or are both runners just gonna put it off forever until they've cleared the whole light world? I don't know.
Well, nobody's touching Aga until we get a Moon Pearl at least, or at least something.
I mean, you're the one in here claiming this is going to be the Moon Pearl on Pyramid
I didn't
Day.
claim it. I just
claiming.
just offered it as a potential scenario that could play out.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming nothing.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you see those items and you're like, maybe Aga, I don't know. But we have no glove, no hook shot, no flipper, nothing to like get across the broken bridge, no Moon Pearl. Nothing really even would be sending you into pot at this point if you did do Aga. So,
right.
Just slow down, Philion. One step at a time. One chest at a time.
I'm trying to slow down. I'm just also looking at Data Plat, who's, needs to win this race. And I wonder if there comes a point with Data Plat where he just starts trying to make a bit of a desperate play. Just to really gain the leverage. And maybe that's not early in the race. Maybe it's later. Maybe it's never.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the tough part about this game is, rando gonna rando. You never know if your play is going to be huge or not. And, players that are up a game will play riskier. Players that are down a game and on, their last leg trying to avoid elimination might play a little riskier. Still too early to tell. But will be interesting to see. We got to wait until, more of the seed opens up. Do you think Dr. Mario played Dr. Mario as a kid? Or is this just a coincidence?
I think it's a coincidence because I don't call him Dr. Mario, I call him Dr. Marty Zero. I think he probably played Zero Wing as a kid.
Do you think he played Dr. F-Zero as a kid
That's not a...
Oh, I'm getting
Is it a game? Is that a game? I don't know.
Wow, that's
have a
like
console in the 90s.
Hey, there's your early bow. Is that early enough for you?
I'll take it. We can do better, but I'll take it.
Ooh. Okay. The spicy save and quit. That's something because if something ends up being an Ice Rock Cave and Data Plat goes there, that could be big. We've seen races come down to people skipping Ice Rock Cave and it having boots or something or a flute.
The thing that makes me do a double take when Marty does that save and quit is that we've got, as we've said, Master Sword and Lamp so early. There are signs of this being an Agaseed. If it is, and the runners end up getting bottlenecked into the tower, usually you want to do a full clear of the world before that. Now Ice Rod Cave is a long ways away for Dr. Marty to go back to. That is significant time sink or just a flat out skip.
Hoping to find that flute to get over there.
Oh yeah, flute makes that moot. Ooh.
Nice hook shot. All right, no hover seas today. We also see Data Plat going for the Agana play, finding another bottle with some blue potion in it, which is a really nice safety. Probably not what he was hoping for.
Is this like defensive routing on Dataplet's part? Him going, I bet it's going to be an Aegis seed. I want to clear everything.
Potentially.
Or is that just a thing he does?
I don't know. I feel like every now and then players will just kind of go for that dam to Agana. You never know if that could be a huge play. The majority of players will obviously do what Marty did and just do the dam to Mini Moldern and hope Agana doesn't have anything. So probably just a heads-up play, hoping for it to pay off, cut some corners. So now the question is, because of that play, will he also go for Ice Rod Cave or follow in Marty's suit and head straight to Eastern?
Surely he's going to do Ice Rod, right?
It's still early. I think Dr. Martio, because he's up a game, is playing a little bit. He's going to cut some corners. He's gonna make some skips and hope that he doesn't have to go back. So
yeah, well, as long as Marty doesn't skip the thing he needs to win the series, he ends up in a safer position.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't skip that Triforce. That'd be kind of risky.
This race is going to come down to whoever finds the items first, Willard.
This game's going to come down to whoever fetishes the gate first. Finally, you got some coffee right now? You got something?
I got coffee. It still has to kick in, apparently.
Can we get that? Can I get a fancy sip from you, bud? Real quick, pinky out. Come on.
Sorry, I was on push to talk, so you didn't hear I promise you, I did it.
You got to get your Discord hooked up to a foot pedal. You can. Okay. All right.
Hey, Willard, why did we both just go
Oh, because Dataplet found a very important item in Ice Rod Cave that Marty is going to want to get. Now, that's going to be a time loss for Marty.
Hammer.
But if he ends up finding like both gloves or something, he might put that spot off. Things are going to get a little interesting. I don't know what Dataplet's doing, but
it was
just
like
really hated that one guy.
To Magic Bat, and then said, "No, I want to go to Eastern." Is he going to Eastern? He's got to be doing Eastern, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
But yeah, I think he took that hammer and was like, I should do Magic Bat, and then remembered the full clear of Eastern area is just better right now.
Yeah. He'll get his hook shot, and what else is... And the flute. Okay, so that's going to work out perfectly for Dr. Martio. So, nice bailout. That's nice if you're him.
He's
going to be,
really
hello, Hammer. Well, that also now opens up a lot on Death Mountain with the hook shot as well. We can do all of East Death Mountain, and once Dr. Marty Zero gets that hammer, can also go and do Tower of Hera. Get that green pendant.
Yay.
Has a fire sword.
Yeah.
But also has the hook shot if wants to Hera pot, and probably will. So
I don't question if it's doable. I question if it's yay.
Yay. 2 items plus a green pendant. And, I'd get that green pendant, and then you could turn it in on the way to doing pod, which... once we get to Dark World Access, we'll be able to do that. And with 2 pendants in the Light World, the chances of Pod being also a pendant, it's gotta be pretty low, right?
Yeah, Pod's probably the early Dark World play here. Or, Skullwoods and Thieves Town. We do. Yeah, we have a lot of dungeons we can beat once we actually get into the Dark World.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, East Death Mountain could just have that Moon Pearl, and then all of a sudden, we're doing Agate Tower, getting our glove out of Hype Cave, and then, going from there.
That sounds awful. I'm on board.
We've seen it enough. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this goes. What are we going to find up on Death Mountain? Are we going to have to make those plays, or are we just going to have instant Dark World access while we're up there? And then, if we just get Moon Pearl up there, do we see some flipper sequence break checks from Dr. Marty? Oh, I don't know.
I want to say that's a no, but maybe? I used to do the flipper sequence breaks every time in the hopes that it would save me the 5-minute Agate Tower climb, and All it did was cost me 5 minutes instead of saving me 5 minutes. So,
Well, hey, the last tourney race I commentated had Aga required, but glove and waterfall. So you never know. You never know. Yeah, the question is, does Dr. Marty go back to Ice Rock Cave, or go to Ice Rock Cave, get that hammer, or this is straight up to Death Mountain? Desert Ledge?
Either. Okay. Just check the Desert Ledge. It's quick.
All right. Well, okay. This is interesting. So if we have a vanilla or French vanilla moon pearl, then Dr. Marty's going to be kind of hurting up here. But I am curious about that Desert Ledge check. I mean, it is info. It is super quick info, but it's not like you're anywhere close to obtaining that item if it was, but info is good. Info is good to have.
I mean, Marty can beat all of Death Mountain right now, right? He just can't do it as efficiently as if he had the hammer.
Oh, he does have a mirror. Sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, it's all right.
Disregard.
We all do things.
I'm just gonna sip on this coffee instead.
Oh, make sure you do it fancy for me.
Yeah, I'd assume he'd probably head straight. Yeah, East Death Mountain, higher density, more items, more quicker items, and, you know, trying to avoid that pendant dive if possible.
Not a dirty pendant dungeon.
Especially Hera, that potential basement required. Nice use of the mirror here in Paradox, being able to just mirror delete that block. Let you do Paradox Cave, and then you can bomb jump across, set up to go do like Spiral. We got a heart container. Are we gonna get our moon pearl? What are we gonna find?
A boomerang. The blue one, because we saw the red one already in Lumberjack Cave.
Tempered Sword. Easy game. Well, that is an item that both players are going to get real quick, so... And there's our Moon Pearl. Okay.
All right.
For us, as the viewers, we're just looking for a glove. But Dr. Marty, assuming you'll never go to Ice Rock Cave before, will be already thinking about maybe that Dark World. Because here's the thing. Well, yeah. At the same time, though, still probably looking for a glove or the flippers to set up the ability to hookshot across the broken bridge after Aga. So
yeah, you do need one of those. I can't imagine with flute you do Aga before checking Ice Rod Cave. Like, that's just not a thing you'd do, right?
True.
It's there.
I'm curious just because the fact that he fluted to desert and then but didn't check Agnes Cave.
Yeah.
Probably
it's weird
roughly about the same walk.
You don't think about orphaning Agnes Cave when you have the flute, but that's kind of what happened here. Like, he did the one check in the area and left the other one behind.
Where are we going? Back up to 1? Okay. All right, well, shows how much I know. You never know. You never know what these players are going to do. They're so wacky. But Dr. Marty's going to get that hammer. And still on the hunt for a glove, though. And we have what? Hera? Powder? Or Magic Bat? We're about to see on Datapled's side?
Datapled's heading back here now after that truncated trip.
Looking for a glove. More money. Wow, we've seen a lot of 300s this seed. All right, going for the fake flipper plays. With that Moon Pearl in hand, going to be able to set up the water walk by dipping into Waterfall Cave as well. Yeah. But yeah, we're kind of getting down to the wire.
Okay, skipping the whole. Oh, yeah, Marty's just skipping.
It's a bit of a swim. I understand.
Yeah, it's a bit of a swim.
I feel like. Oh, hold on. What do we got? Just a heart piece. Okay.
Nothing.
Smart idea to get rid of that bee and get a fairy in a bottle. That's nice.
Yo. Nice.
I feel like we're getting two different play styles going on right now between these two. I feel like Dataplan's probably going to full clear the overworld before making that Aga play. Well, I think Dr. Marty's going to end up skipping a couple things to make the Aga play.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, it's not that Dr. Marty's decisions are necessarily wrong, chat. It's just that none of the things he's doing are what I would doing, and I would generally wrote this a lot like Dataplan is. So every time you hear apprehension, it's me going, okay, I guess, if Dr. Marty qualified for the tournament and is up 1-0 in the series with this style, it's clearly working. It's just not something I'm used to.
Where are we going next? I mean, I will say it does make for some very entertaining viewing experience when you have two players playing very differently. Okay, Magic Bat. So Dr. Marty has Agnes Cave, and then back up to Hera. Here's our Dark World check. We do have a Pyramid Fairy crystals at Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. Our last pendant is at Misery Mire. Ooh.
Cool.
Okay. Well, we're getting that Crystal Pod, so that's good.
Crystal Pod and Crystal Thieves Skull next to each other.
And you got to be thinking, okay, well now, you do the Aga play straight into Crystal Pod. Find your glove in there probably, right?
Yeah. That seems more and more likely.
This would be a tough position to be in. Like, I would obviously still go for the Hera play just because you could turn in Green Pendant on the way to Pod. And that's the other thing. In a 1v1, you're also thinking about what your opponent's probably doing and trying to, guesstimate what plays they're making. So it's like, I know my opponent. They're probably also doing Hera at this point, so I will go do Hera.
It hurts when you know your opponent too well. You go to race against someone you know really well that you raced with as a teammate before, and you're like, oh yeah, this will be an easy race. I know how they think. And then that gets in your head. Sometimes it's easier to race someone who you've never heard of, and you're just like, well, gotta play the game. Yeah,
because then you, for the most part, you just play the game your way and hope that it works for you, as opposed to trying to metagame. That's also the downside about doing large races, like back in the day when we still had weeklies, or even just qualifiers. You start to see people finish, you're like, okay, so Big Key's gonna be here in GTA, and then you're completely wrong. You're like, don't metagame, just don't.
You hit go mode, just minimize that race room, and don't worry about it till you're done.
Yeah.
Interesting play from Dataplet. I say interesting, but it's not necessarily bad. He skipped the bomb jump. It's a way easier bomb jump to do with boots. And if you don't have boots and you mess it up, you lose roughly 5,000 seconds, I think.
It's not too bad of a bomb jump, though. You could do the double bomb setup, which I've never done, but I've seen a few players do, or you do the sword spin next to the edge, and sets you up nicely. Nice hair pot here from Dr. Marty. A little bit slow, but gets it and heading. Got to be a little bit careful with those spins. Oh, that's one. I do say sometimes it does feel like Moldorm's hitboxes move randomly.
I mean, yeah, that's what Moldorm does. He moves.
Well, I mean,
randomly for the most part. Sometimes he runs straight towards Link, but
you're like, that should have connected, and it's like, nope, didn't. Not even close. Okay, Green Pendant in hand.
You do the bait here, right?
Yeah.
You do it.
I think you do it. You have both fire sources. It's completely in logic, and you're just looking for that glove. He thought about it. Yeah, at this point, though, we're down to this basement, and I think that's it. Hobo we haven't seen. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, and Green Pendant turn in, but I think.
Oh yeah. Do you do that before you do Aga?
But,
That would be the
but
worst
if you
thing
do
in the
Aga, world. The mirror's right there. You can just. But if it's your.
That would be hilarious. You do Aga, you go turn in green pendant for the glove, and you're like, oh man. Oh, I would not wish that on either of these players. Maybe you, if this was your race. I wish that. But...
I would wish it on me too. In that case.
All right, what are we getting in here? Other than some stuttering. Heart piece. Okay. Green pendant turn in. Aga. Okay. This is Aga seed. Unless green pendant has something to say. Did we get? No, we got Spiral Cave on. Oh, Dataplate hasn't done any of East Death Mountain, so.
No. He gets to do it like the slightly faster way though. He gets to do Spiral from the top, and then save and quit out of Paradox Cave, which is. I feel like it's something people care more about now than they used to. Is just having the opportunity to save and quit from Paradox.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think this is arguably the smarter play to just go ahead and turn in that green pendant now. I wonder if Dr. Mario's gonna go check Agnes Cave real quick too. That green or that blue potion. Is this our glove?
Show me glove.
Oh, tough break there. All right. Wow. Phyllion, another Aghanim required seed. What's up with that? That's crazy. Those never happen. Those are so rare.
Aren't they like a third of seeds or something? I haven't checked the spreadsheet in a couple years. But isn't it like a third of seeds? I don't know. It'll happen sometimes.
There's been a lot of them this journey, but
sometimes you'll have runs of specific subsets of seeds where you see a lot of Aghanim seeds, and sometimes you won't see it for a long time, and you might think that there's a pattern there, but that's just because humans make patterns out of kind of anything they possibly can.
They definitely slipped in more Aga seeds in this tourney. Because it's a thing that they can do. It's not chat, they can't do that, and they
can't do it. They can't do it. Willard used to run this tournament. He wasn't able to. That's
I tried to.
I won't say if that's
me.
a skill thing or anything, but
oh wow, we are actually going to get the hobo check. Looks like so. Really does not want to do Aga. Dataplate's just saying, yeah, let's go for it.
What else does Dataplate? Oh, Dataplate would just do either Saha or the flipper stuff at this point.
Yeah, Dataplate's skipping all the sequence breaks, so this could be huge right here for Dr. Marty. Might even be able to skip Aga if this ends up being a glove. Otherwise, we're doing Aga both times. Survey Shedge.
What do we get?
A bug net. Close. No, that's not.
Is it?
Not,
is it? I mean, they go in your hand.
I mean, perfect. You can use a bug net for Aga.
Oh yeah.
Like the good old swordless tourney days, right?
Yeah. Like the swordless tourney days.
Yeah. Because the hammer Aga is horrible. So bug net Aga is like a godsend.
Well, every so often there's a runner out there who's better using the net on Aghanim than the sword because they just did it for memes so long that that became their normal way of doing it.
There's actually like tech involved when you're doing a bug net Aga because depending on which way you face, the bug net will, prefer which side it shows up on. So I don't remember exactly, but it depends on if you're facing up or down, whether the bug net will like start on the left side versus the right side. But yeah, we got a Aghanim tower to climb, which is it's a pretty cool dungeon, I guess. I mean, where do we go though? Hype Cave? Straight to Hype Cave? Or straight to Pod?
Straight to Pod.
But what if Boots are in Hype Cave, Phyllion? That'd be so much faster.
Oh, but what if Boots are in Pod?
Well, nah, they're not. They're not going to be there. Bootless seed. They took those out and put more Aga seeds in.
But yeah, I think you just do pod. Like, do pod. Certainly, if you're data plate, you do pod because you get green pendant turn in on that path as well.
But it's 5 quick items. I guess you don't want to like walk down, check hype cave. I mean, you could do hype cave, stumpy digging game, K45, all that stuff. It's a lot of quick items. But at the same time, aside from boots, there's nothing that's really going to speed up the pod play.
The thing is, if the pod, I mean, everything we have to say here is in ifs, of course, but if the pod play gives you a glove or something, then you can get back to hype cave fairly quickly. It's not like there's really a faster path to pod.
I'm listening. Chat makes a good point. What if pod has 4 required major items?
What if something about pedestal and tablets and mushroom and ignoring the fact that we have powder already and have checked it, I'm going to say powder as well, and shovel. What if all of that, Willard?
Can you put that in chat in a wall of text for me?
No.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna acknowledge it.
Willard, we've been over this. I have push to talk. I can't speak to you if I'm typing.
That's fair. I have not been counting blue balls, but I know we've had at least 1. Okay, probably 2 at least.
At least 2?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Do you like this fight? Does this boss fight do anything for you, Phyllion?
No. No. It does not.
Doesn't?
It doesn't. My favorite thing about this fight is that some runners will like swing their sword or use the hook shot or grab the top wall and pull down a bunch in time with the music. That is my favorite thing about the fight. And it's the only thing that makes it interesting.
Sometimes if I have a boomerang, I'll throw it in front of his lightning attack so it makes the clinking sound.
See? Also interesting. Yeah. And funnier here than when you have your arrows get eaten by Vitreous lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, just $20 on the pyramid. Data play doing what Phyllion expected, heading straight to pod. Gonna turn in that green pendant. Gonna pay the monkey and head into Palace of Darkness. How many items are in pod Phyllion?
5.
5 items.
Is that right? Yes. 1, 2.
Well, we haven't seen them yet, so stop counting. You gotta hold on. Hold on to them numbers.
It's hard to count as we're going through, but I'll try. Hey, Willard, remember when they came out of Escape Sequence and you asked what I thought they would find in Kakariko? And I was like, oh, they'll find a glove in Kakariko. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, team.
Just... Rando gonna random, man. Don't worry about it. You'll get him next time.
This game is, in fact, random.
I'm anticipating a glove over here. Probably. I mean, the nice thing about this is we have hammer, so we can clear this dungeon, so...
I'm actually not... Like, I won't be surprised if we get a glove, but I'm also not surprised if we don't. This could end up just being a bunch of junk. That hook shot has me suspiciously going... maybe we're supposed to cross the river. Then again, hook shot also gave us the Moon Pearl. Unless you wanted to go there.
Oh, that is a good point. We do have access
to the top
to that.
of the mountain. So
because we do have hookshot and hammer, so yeah, we could hookshot across to West Dark World.
Yeah,
but I would assume if we don't find a glove in here, we'll probably head to pod and do that south route.
Pod
or hype. We're in pod.
Do we do south route here, or do the runners just go to Northwest Dark World because we can clear both Skull and Thieves?
Yeah, I don't know. If you do that, though, then you're not getting a hype cave for, like, at least a half hour.
Look, at some point in the history of Zelda Randomizer, there will have to be a day when you don't check hype cave.
Oh, the rare hype cave skip?
It's like, it's got to happen at some point.
I don't know.
I actually believe it'll happen, but it has to happen.
That's a toughie right there. Found any stinking items yet, or has it just been all small keys?
I haven't been counting.
There's one. Hey!
One.
I seen that
Maybe
ether in that exact same chest. Maybe. Maybe there's a hookshot Mimic Cave. Wait, we already got it. Okay, well, that is not a glove that we were looking for, but that is a potentially useful item. We do have at least one required, as far as we know, crystal dungeon that requires medallions, so... Speaking of which, we still need... Finally, we need a lot of items, dude. We're only 38 minutes in. And by only, I mean we're already 38 minutes in, and we still need a lot of items.
Yeah, like the lovely ice rod that we will hunt for.
Ugh. There's no way this is going to be an ice rod hunt seed. There's no way.
I don't like it. I don't like.
We've already had enough of those. It's time to stop. We need to pull from the pile of non-ice rod hunt seeds. Hopefully that's what happened before they started this one.
Okay, I wasn't counting small keys, but you know who was? Dr. Marty. He figured out he only got 3 small keys in the front, so that last chest must be a small key, and he can just skip it. Or he didn't count, and he's just playing wildly here.
I usually just look at... I found 2 items in the front, so I don't have to open anything else in the front. I do that instead of counting keys, because there can only be a maximum of 2 non-keys in the front. Non-small keys in the front. Sorry.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. I don't do it that way, because then I have to count both like items like arrows and rupees and stuff, along with map and compass and big key. It's a lot of counting. Yeah. I'm not good at math, Willard.
Yeah.
You asked me to count this dungeon, and I failed to do that.
It's okay. It's all right.
Well,
we're only 40 minutes in. So other than Ether, nothing else showing up quite yet. We did get Cana Burna, which does open up Spike Cave once we find a glove, which we haven't found yet. Could have been that 50 rupee we just got. Sometimes the gloves get turned into rupees. It's a bug that we've had as of today only. Just started happening right now in this seed.
Never. It has happened never.
Somebody just reported it. I was just reading about it. Oh, wait. Sorry. No, that was a different randomizer.
Was it you reporting it on Speed Gaming instead of using the ticket submission systems? Because I've told you about this, Willard.
Reported what? What?
Exactly. I'm reporting you.
Oh, no. I didn't do nothing.
My uncle works for Link to the Past Randomizer.
That's not true. We already found a compass was in the front, map was in the back, so there is going to be an item on Helma. And you know what else is going to be on Helma, Star?
Crystal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you count how many crystals they'll have? There it is.
They'll have 2.
Tempered Sword will make this fight pretty quick. They got plenty of health. Nothing to worry about. And, you know, I mean, Helma does do 2 hearts of damage, but both players also have blue potions. It's not like this is NMG and dying to Helma is a really good possibility. So.
No, I mean, the scary part of Helma is phase 2 most of the time. And it's either scary because you have to get super close for the hammer hits, or you need to get a lot of sword hits in. With Tempered Sword, it's just, what, 4 hits? You're fine. Okay. Marty's Turtle Room strat is unorthodox, but actually fairly efficient for an unorthodox strat.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before, and that worked out pretty well. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Neat. Stealing that.
And
sometimes
strat works until that guy goes south.
Sometimes you get the bad turtles, and you're like, "Ah, man, come on, just go up."
Come on.
Going for the... Sometimes players will have the sword out for the hammer hits, just to kind of give you a little breathing room. But enough health and some confidence. You don't need to do that. You can just smack him with the hammer alone. What do we get? Hey! It's my favorite boomerang. Oh, wait, I wasn't going to do that. Ah, whatever. It's my favorite boomerang. It's the good one.
But Willard, earlier you said the other boomerang was your favorite boomerang.
Wait, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
Said that. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
you did.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I said the other one was okay.
I don't know. There's no recording, so we have no way of knowing who said what.
Note to self, delete the VOD. Okay. Well, this is exciting. We are seeing the thing that you said happening on Dr. Marty's side. The Hype Cave skip.
Hype cave skip. Hype
Hype
cave skip.
skip.
Hype
The only
cave.
problem about this is that is a isolating catfish tremendously. Also skipping
Nah.
Graveyard Ledge.
You're not really isolating catfish any more than already, though. Like, you've beaten Naga and you have Mirror, so saving quick from the Dark World always puts you as close to catfish as
Nah.
you can start.
Catfish is already dead.
It's
See?
just so slow to walk
As
back
soon
from
as that
Catfish
hook shot
to the river.
comes out, Catfish dies, and so does
Ooh.
Dr. Marty.
That's a fine thing to do because he threw the bottle into the waterfall fairy earlier and got the fairy, and I didn't forget about that. But that is actually coming in clutch here.
Yeah, those birds hurt. Bad bird. We are seeing a Graveyard Ledge from Dataplan. I also did miss what was that Bumper Ledge file land. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I caught it and I forgot it, so it was clearly something useless.
All right. Red King, got it. Gotta have that $20, I guess. Data Pledge is just amassing wealth at this point, trying to get to that 2K rupee count.
That's the game, right? We're playing Zelda Monopoly.
Yeah, it's like Triforce Hunt, but your goal is to collect the most amount of money in how long do we have this broadcast for? 3 hours? 2 hours?
We might have to pull some strings to make it go longer.
Okay, Rick, where is he at? He's fine.
Is that the Link to the Past version of Score Attack? Is just trying to get more rupees?
Yes. Yes, it is. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna yes and you. I'm just gonna say yes and move on. There's our first item. Is that our first item in Skullwoods? Head straight to the back. I mean, with routing down to Thieves Town, going straight to Moth and going backwards is the way to do it. Because you never know. Moth could have the second item and then you're done with Skullwoods. And Skullwoods is really obnoxious to route a full clear in.
Yeah, maybe Moth gives you the big key anyways, so that's sending you into the front door anyways. The big reason we see people checking front of Skull for items is, oh, maybe I'll get that second sword to make the fight easy. Tempered sword.
But what if the book is in the front, and then you could check the pedestal? I don't know. That was weird when my voice did that. I'm sorry.
You feeling okay?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta take another sip.
While Willard takes a sip of coffee, I'll say that on the off chance book shows up there, you deal with it like a big kid.
Oh, better than that. We got an ice rod here. No ice rod hunt today. That is a big sigh of relief for both players, I'm sure, especially once Dr. Marty gets it. Nobody likes ice rod hunts.
I actually like Dataplet doing the middle of Skullwoods first on his way to the back. Yeah, you lose a little time if it turns out that both items are in the back part of Skullwoods, but in the more likely situation, they're not. You actually save time checking that first because you get to mirror straight back to the door you came in through, rather than like getting shunted back 2 screen transitions. It's small, but you know what we say, small things add up.
Mm-hmm. And all things considered, having that mirror also kind of allows you to route Skullwoods a little bit quicker. You don't have to worry about walking. Like, that's the downside about routing to the back of Skull first. If you don't have a mirror, is that you have to either death warp when you get that chest or walk all the way back, which is a pain in the butt. I can see why Dr. Marty probably went for Moth first, because didn't want to probably take a bunch of damage right before the Moth fight. Here, getting to the vanilla big key chest. So.
Yeah, he had a rough time with that Gibdo room. It's one of my favorite rooms in the game, but you really have to know the strat, and then even once you know it, not mess it up, and it's not super forgiving.
sometimes those mummies, they just got a mind of their own.
And sometimes they get stuck.
Nice fights on both sides, and we are heading into Village of Outcast. We are still looking for that glove to actually give us convenient Dark World access. Got a few checks in here, hoping to find boots to speed up that Thieves Town play, because that is a bit of a slow dungeon without boots. A lot of straight paths and hallways in that dungeon. But I'm still thinking there's a glove in Hype Cave. What if boots were
I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be so sad. Not just because they put it off, but also because, it means you win the bet.
I think, arguably, the play that they did was probably better. Unless Catfish ends up having something, then it's horrible. Just because walking down to Hype Cave and Stumpy and Digging Game, I could maybe see just going to Hype Cave and then going around and doing this world tour. Compared to going all the way to Stumpy, K45, you could do that.
Yeah.
It's still,
yeah. We can
I
do
feel
45.
like that'd be.
We have mirror.
I feel like that'd be a safe play to make, a safer play to make. Probably a time loss, but you never know. I'd be looking for Glove in Hype Cave to routing Catfish, potentially. Alright, what do we got here in Thieves Town? We only checked one chest in Village of Outcast. But yeah, both our players kind of on the same route. The only big difference here is Dr. Marty did a lot of the flipper checks, or pretty much all of them, before doing Ago.
And Dataplet has checked the Graveyard Ledge and picked up those 20 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just a time sink unless Dr. Marty gets really desperate and starts retracing old things he's skipped.
Yeah, at this point, that would be... that's just a rough spot to put anything in at this point, just because it's a bit of a hike without boots or a glove.
Yeah, but, that's kind of what we've seen so far in this race is Dr. Marty kind of taking a more straightforward path, Dataplet going more out of the way to pick up things on the side. And it leaves Dr. Marty with a few fewer locations checked, but about half a dungeon ahead right now. Gotta be careful in this attic, though.
Mm-hmm. Down to 3 hearts. These things will do 2 hearts of damage. Just have Tempered Sword to take them out in one hit. Just needs to make it down into Blind Cell, then can use that magic powder to powder some mana fairies or bunny beams. Or get a heart piece.
Nice.
Even faster. So, the interesting thing about this seed, looking at the items, we don't know what our go mode, or what we need for go mode still, because we don't have access to T-Rock to see what the medallion is. Desert being a pendant means that we probably won't need the boots, as far as we know. Already starting to not plan for boots.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do need both gloves, and we'll need the flippers for Ice Palace and Swamp, but especially Swamp and that Canis Maria. Yeah. So still quite a few items away from go mode, and we're already almost 52 minutes in, so it's one of them slow seeds.
Oh, and Dr. Marty remembering the thing that most of us forget, because this so rarely happens. You can't pick up that rock in Thieves Town.
No, you cannot.
You have to kill the enemies, go to the left, and go around. I like that he's checking Big Chest first, just in the event that he gets the glove there or in Blind Cell. He can lift the rock on his way out.
Mm-hmm. There was definitely a tourney race way back. This might have been the very first tourney back in spring of 2017. Or maybe fall, where somebody didn't know that you could get through that room by clearing the enemies. And left and did everything else looking for the glove. And then the glove ended up being in the big chest, I'm pretty sure. Or in Blind Cell.
Okay,
so this is interesting. Go ahead.
Is this better? Is this faster?
I'm gonna need somebody to actually sit down and just map it out.
I didn't actually think the maiden went with you if you mirrored, so that's what I'm learning today.
I wasn't sure, and I never would have challenged that concept. But this does feel faster without that glove.
Yeah, the glove the lack of glove juking you over a couple extra rooms does make me wonder.
But either way, cool. Love seeing stuff, newish stuff. It's nice. What do we got? Oh yeah, man, we already got all the items.
Count to 4, Willard. Count to 4.
Okay, we got chess game, bombable hut. We got digging game, K45 Stumpy, and of course hype cave. I'm waiting for. I don't know. Just gonna find flippers and get both gloves in swamp or something stupid like that. Nope.
Glove.
There it is. All right. Finally, almost 54 minutes in, we get our first glove.
Sub-hour glove.
I've also never seen someone walk through that destroyed house to get down here. That's
other
awesome.
things I didn't know you could do, but I love that.
That's so cool.
That is a swag play.
So we have the glove. Now what? Now what can we do? What did that open for us?
Spike cave?
Yep. I think that's it. That's pretty much it.
Oh, God.
Isn't that great? Sweet glove, dude.
No, logical Zora access.
Oh, we already saw that.
I know.
Oh, and catfish. That's true.
No, catfish is dead. Willard J.
Oh
Bradley
yeah,
told
you're
me
right.
that
I did
less
say
than
that.
10 minutes ago.
It's true.
But yeah, not a lot.
I don't think Hype Cave is still deserves that name anymore based on, the last several versions of this game, Hype Cave being less fun, but I am hyped up to see what's in there. So I guess I'm the hype. I'm building the hype for this cave. Yep.
Yes, and
I want stuffed. Wow, flippers in
Yeah,
K45. Okay.
All right.
Well, here's the interesting thing,
Oh.
because you don't need a glove for swamp. So
No.
if you had done hype cave up to digging game instead, we probably would have seen a swamp palace right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
Instead of-
I don't think you're getting out of the swamp full clear in this seed. I think you just have to do it, given what's available.
We're gonna get the classic mitts in swamp. Left side,
Probably.
the cheeky.
I'm told there's always a sword in swamp, but somehow I don't think that'll happen today.
All right, chat. Here it is. What we've all been waiting for the last 56 minutes. The most exciting cave known to man. Oh! Wait for it. Hold it. Just hold on. Let me just get the womp womp. Well, that was terrible. All right.
Could have
Anyway,
just skipped Hype Cave.
just-
I mean,
yeah,
you shouldn't. When you're
just-
actually here, you should do it. We just should have. Skip
I
Hype
mean,
Cave.
I don't know why Dr. Mari didn't just skip Hype Cave forever in this seed. It makes no sense to me.
Willard, why don't the runners just go where the items are?
I don't know. I keep telling them, but they don't do it. All right, well, we are getting the swamp play because aside from swamp, we don't really have any good options left. Good chance we're going to find something in here, maybe the mitts. I mean, right now, the mitts is basically the one thing that's going to open up the most, obviously. We could get the boots, which would open up, a cheeky mirror King's Tomb play or
Yeah,
Font Rocks, or go get that red boomerang that exists.
ew.
But
no, you're right. Like after this dungeon, the dungeons we can still clear, or we still have to clear, are all blocked by mitts, and so it's pretty much all the rest of the spots to check.
Mm-hmm. And the sea could be super rude and just put mitts like behind that other glove. Could be at Catfish, could be at Spike Cave. I'm guessing it's probably going to be in here. And once you find that, you have the whole world open. So the seed is going to get really interesting once we find those mitts, because it's like, okay, I have Ice Palace. I have Mire Desert. I have Dark Death Mountain.
And I want to say, like, oh, the obvious play is go to Ice Palace. But no Kain. Is it still the obvious play? I don't know.
No Icebreaker. Full clear ice. Gross.
It's rough. But it's a crystal.
But it is a crystal, yeah. But it's not even like a cool crystal. It doesn't have sunglasses or anything. Like the T-Rock one does.
Oh, yeah, it does.
But, with... for me, at least, usually if I see Pyramid Fairy crystals at T-Rock, I am already writing off Pyramid Fairy. I'm like, oh, not going there. But at the same time, we could just be Mitz and Samari away from doing T-Rock, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that really is all we need. Are we going to get the classic Go Mode Mitz?
Now that's nice. Go Mode Mitz is really nice. You get to skip so much cool stuff. It's not gonna happen, but it'd be really cool. Especially after this heckin' seed we've seen. Like, ugh. You're like, please just let me skip stuff. I've done so much already, and very slowly.
Yeah, it's funny. This isn't even like annoying chains of logic where you have to follow thing after thing after thing after thing. This was just like the item's there. You just don't want to go get it. It's just an inconvenient path.
I'd also say this is probably one of the more linear tourney races I've watched. And I've been watching a lot of races lately and played a few very non-linear seeds for the tourney. So, if you feel like you have the better execution over your opponent, you got to be feeling pretty dang good right now.
Who's got the better execution here? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched enough of these two in particular. I mean, I've raced both of them several times on the ladder.
Okay, so Marty just did the pointless but swagalicious and slightly dangerous hookshot clip on the left side of Swamp. Does that mean he has the better execution?
I mean, he did walk through that house in Village of Outcasts, so I'm gonna give him at least one more point in execution.
He is just flying through things in this seed.
I believe that is item number 2, maybe? Okay. Did you already get Map and Compass? Is this going to be one of those awful swamps where you get Big Keon's Argus? I almost said Zora, and I'm like, man, I really like to beat up Zora. That'd be great. And then you have to make that decision on if you want to go back in. I mean, if nothing shows up, you definitely go back in. But if you get Mitz, then you can make that argument of, I'm out of here.
I mean, if you get Mitz, what are you leaving behind? Potentially Kain and a medallion? Like, with the rest of the game just opened up, you probably don't go back in. Marty doesn't, based on how we've been seeing him play.
See another diver down. No Kain, but bomb strats are just as capable of accomplishing the same thing. And with plenty of health, you don't even mind taking the damage. We got a book!
Ugh.
And a biggie. Book. That's... Well, this works out, because you can immediately go check Bombos and just go straight into desert.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I'm happy about that. I'm surprised Marty didn't just turn around right there and go open the big chest.
Well, you don't want to dive her down a second time.
Why not? Well, no, you don't, but it's got to be faster than walking through the whole dungeon to get to the chest. Datapled's skipping it too, though, so alright.
Yeah, well, also because of that staircase, you're going to get sent back downstairs. Because that staircase is broken.
Yeah. Right. We hate the staircase.
Yeah, if you had boots, you could set up a key dash kind of similar thing and avoid that. But without boots, yeah, it's just a time sink. Stupid broken staircase.
Oh yeah, Databled also just skipped left side swamp so far, so he can go back for that.
All right. Not the best Argus fight, but clears it, no problemo. Gets a big 20, and we are still without Mitz. And we just have, we opened up a pendant desert and 2 obnoxious overworld checks with that book. Oh boy. Nice. Data plate with actually a better Argus fight, so I'm taking that point away from Dr. Marty for that cool hook shot thingy on left side swamp and giving it to Data plate. It's like a little medal with just the number 1 and a plus sign. It's a little ribbon.
Hang on. Marty's making a liar out of me. He's going back in. All right, fine.
Fine. Why you gotta keep lying to the people? They're gonna start thinking you're crying wolf. Marty?
I'm in Western Canada. We cry moose out here. Those things are dangerous. They'll like wreck your truck. They'll just walk up to you and, well, there goes your truck.
What would you rather be up against, a moose or a wolf?
A wolf.
What about... Would you rather deal with a moose the size of a wolf or a wolf the size of a moose?
Moose the size of a wolf. 100%. The scary thing about moose is their size.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. A bumper ledge.
Does about the same thing as Berna does for... But, there's 2 items there saying, hey, go to Spike Cave. So...
Yeah, I mean, what are your options at this point? Spike Cave, Catfish, and Desert?
Yeah, and this also works out because Dr. Marty can also check Ether Tablet while up here, so...
Oh, yeah, there's that. Oh, and actually, this is a really cool setup. So you do your Ether Tablet. You hop down into Spike Cave. And then you get the Spike Cave item. You save and quit. And that sends you to the pyramid, so you can walk and do Catfish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would work out pretty conveniently. But one of these 2 items is definitely going to give us something. And if mitts are up here, then we're heading to East Death Mountain in the Dark World. And checking Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. All right, what do we got on the Ether Tablet? Is it what we want? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, that is nice. That is, you have a higher chance of being able to get into T-Rock as soon as we find Mitz and Kata Savaria. And you know what? This could still push us down that possibility of a Mitz go mode. So
it is a little scary. Gives you a higher probability of being baited into Misery Mire once you have the mitts and you're looking for the Cane of Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right now, until we find those mitts, which aren't in a Spike Cave, I feel like Marty is in the driver's seat, has cleared far more of the overworld than Dataplet. Still hard to call until we get mitts, because then once mitts open up, I mean, unless mitts are go mode, like I was saying, mitts open up so much, and we could get some big divergence from these 2 towards the end.
Yeah, the big difference in overworld checks at this point, Dr. Marty hasn't done Graveyard Ledge, 1 check. Dataplant hasn't done any of Zora area or Hobo, which more checks, more time depending on where you start from.
Mm-hmm.
None of those work, so it's more than anything, it's a question of who's going to be likely to sink time into it.
Looks like Dataplet might be going for the Catfish play as well with that save and quit.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, we'll probably see him do this, and then mirror.
And then do the Zora checks.
Yeah. Which is too bad. He's going to drop below 2,000 rupees. I know he was hoping to stay above that watermark for the whole seed, but we don't get that today. Oh! Is he doing Hobo check first? Cute.
Yeah, I like this actually. There's a faster way to check this. The only downside is then, the other checks are a little weird to get to. So I don't know if he's going to hop right back on the ledge and then walk north to go to Catfish, or, I don't know, maybe swim down and go through the portal? But yeah, north. Nothing at Catfish, nothing at Spike Cave. Dr. Marty's going to go check Graveyard Ledge, which is good for Dataplet. But yeah, it's looking like Desert has to be the play at this point. Ooh, gotta be careful. Has a lot of health, but you know, these enemies in the Dark World will do some big damage. Yo, we got a high five. High five.
High five.
High five. I am kind of surprised that we didn't see the Desert play right then. I mean, you know, following the path of the book. But at the same time, you know, Pendant Dungeons stink, and you want to avoid them at all costs. But these checks are so... I mean, it makes more sense for Dataplet just because of all the Zora stuff.
Yeah, the Zora stuff's been out there for a long time. He's got to play cleanup on that at some point.
And I might just be talking because I know now that there's nothing in all these spots, but I don't know. I like... And Desert's easy to get back to because you have the flute, so... I could see the Ether Spike, but I don't know about immediately going over and doing Catfish. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to lose to last location Catfish. That's no good.
Of all the places to lose to last location Catfish, 53-minute glove is, I think, a reasonable way for it to happen.
Yeah, and Dataplay's also got to be thinking, like, you know, Dr. Marty probably sequence broke all these before Aga. And you got to be thinking, like, he's probably freaking out that there's the other glove right here. Like, oh, please, no. Big key. Okay. What do we have on the torch? Nothing.
Just a map.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down if Dataplet decides to go straight to Desert after this. Assuming, I mean, we're probably going to find Mitts in here. I feel like we have to. Yeah. Or if he's going to go up and do Ether Spike Cave as well, he's going to fall a little bit further behind. What do we got, Philion?
Waiting. He's waiting. Bombs!
Okay. They're going to be a jerk and put on Lambolas, ain't it?
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Nope.
Nope.
Psych. All right.
So
we have our mitts. We just need, at a minimum, Samaria, and that's also assuming that we don't need boots for GT, which, you know, most players at this point are not going to be routing in checks to look for boots. They're just going to hope and pray that it's not on the torch. Yeah, Dataplet needs to head to Desert next. I can understand going for the Ether Spike Cave, but let's see what he does. Okay.
Okay, good. Good. It's going to stay in this.
And we're going straight to Ice Palace for Dr. Marty. This is a play, because here's the thing. The mindset is, oh, my opponent might put this off because they want to find Samaria. But what if Samaria is in here?
Yeah. Yeah. If it's here, then you're happy.
That'd be a big play. But yeah, this dungeon does feel bad to full clear without Icebreaker. But I mean, at the same time, we have what? All of Dark Death Mountain. We have Pendant Mire, maybe? Mire Shed, Checkerboard Cave. It's gonna...
Smith Chain. Ugh.
Smith Chain? Like, at this point, getting mitts just stinks.
Just,
it's like, come on, man.
Just clear your crystal. Just do your dang crystal. Just like Marty's doing here.
But we could get a completely different opening route from Dataplet once he gets the mitts, and could switch things up.
He's actually going to have to do that at this point. Just looking at the little bit of a deficit he's running, picking up the mitts. He's going to need to make up time somewhere, and the way to make that up is not do what your opponent is doing, or do what your opponent's doing, but do it way faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can go faster enough. I'm not actually certain he can go faster at this point.
Needs to find those boots. All right. Moment of truth coming up. This could be something that changes everything in this race, depending on where he goes next. I feel like Ice Palace is like arguably the safest play because it is a crystal dungeon. You need to beat it. Yes, it feels bad to do to not be able to do Icebreaker, but you know, doing Overworld and finding nothing when you have a crystal dungeon that could just have Samaria feels. Oh well, there is Quake, which we need to get in the mire.
Okay, so Marty in a very comfortable position here.
He
now
knows his
just
win
needs
condition now. Yep.
That's a really good spot to be in.
Nothing in Mire's Shed. So yeah, just as far as he just needs Kain of Samaria. Maybe Boots for GT, but as a runner at this point, you're really not thinking about it. No. Maybe as you're going through T-Rock, you're like, well, what if Boots are required? Should I check Laser Bridge? Kind of thing, but...
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Marty's also cleared so darn much of this game that feels more and more like Boots will have to just be in GT.
Yeah, I was expecting the immediate Ice Palace play. You do a little Overworld, then you do your Crystal Dungeon. And we've already seen, 2 items in here? The Quake and the Heart Container?
Yeah.
So if Samaria ends up showing up in here, then, Dr. Marty still is going to be in the lead coming out of Ice Palace. But now, if he does end up going to, the Mire area, he has the potential of diving Mire, but that's an awful play. That is, probably one of the longest dungeons to clear for 2 items, just because of how the items could be spread out in that dungeon.
On the other hand, you don't have to beat the boss.
True. Well, yeah.
No, Marty doesn't have to beat the boss. We know that. Right? If he gets... He can only go beat Vitreous if he gets Kain, and if he gets Kain, he's leaving.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was thinking of something else.
All right. I do that too sometimes.
Yeah, obviously, you're not going to kill Vidi because you're looking for Samaria. But yeah, we did see our 3rd item, just a green 20, which is, at this point, probably a heart container or a heart piece, maybe. I don't think we've seen Sanctuary Heart, which would be Marty's 14th and remaining heart container, so...
Probably.
Where did we get that Bombos? Where was that again? That was...
Ether Tablet.
Ether Tablet, okay. So that's going to help Marty out a little bit, make this fight a little bit... Well, just because he was low on magic, he was able to just use Bombos to get through. But that is another crystal, and now it is just down to that Samaria. Where is it? Is it in Mire? Is it just conveniently on the way to Turtle Rock?
Yeah, so I'm torn here of if you go Mire, because you've got the 2 quick in the Mire Shed and Checkerboard Cave, and then you probably just clear all the Friend of Mire.
Dataplet needs to move a lot. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
There we go. Ooh, or not.
I don't think he was far. No, I don't think he was far enough to the left there. That was the problem. It's a little harder to set up when you don't. That should be good. Okay. It's a little bit harder to set up when you don't have boots where you can kind of nudge your way to the edge. Usually you'll see players do the sword spin to set up because you can walk up to the ledge, spin your sword, and it won't let you fall off. Kind of like what I was talking about in Tower of Hera earlier.
Yeah.
Gets through.
Less in this room.
Uses your potion. Gonna get the Quake medallion. And, yeah. Well on his way to finishing this dungeon as well. So, like I said, Marty, as they say, in the driver's seat. We're just looking for the Samaria. And, obviously players are going to be hoping that it's just in a convenient spot. But it could be on Smith. It could be awful. Fireland is what I'm trying to say.
I hope it isn't.
Why, you got somewhere to be?
Nah, I just hope that the runners have a good day. And you too, Willard. I hope that you have a good day. And you,
Aw.
chat, you in chat, I hope you have a fantastic day. Except
I'm
for
sure. Except for that one guy.
yeah.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
All right. Well, we have quite a few items up here on Dark Death Mountain. I still, going for like Smith Chain and obviously going for the Mire Dip at this point would be kind of awful. That'd be a pretty big gamble to go for those. I feel like this is a very, very safe play to make. And
yeah, if it's here, you're good.
Yeah, it's here. You're done.
Just go where the items are. Again,
it will be interesting if it does end up being Bombos.
Yeah.
For Data Play it, which it's not that far away. He'll probably check Ether Tablet on his way up here, maybe. But we're just waiting to see. I kind of wanted to not be up here because I think it'd make the race more interesting, so to speak. But I'm just being selfish. Ooh, Half Magic's a nice find. Got a heart piece. The boots, that's
Woo!
good.
That's
better
fun.
Better late than never, I guess.
It makes the game more fun for the last little bit of it.
But
now we can Samaria dash in the spot before Trinex.
No Samaria though, so
dang it.
Woof. And yeah, obviously doesn't need to check what the T-Rock medallion is because he's got it already gonna head on over straight to these boots check. We got King's Tomb and we have Bonk Rocks, 2 items right there, and then Smith Chain coming up after that if it's not here.
I would love to see it at Smith Chain, which Dataplet does right now.
Well, hold on.
And then we just see them split thing. No, but Dataplet. Okay. I mean, this is fair enough. This is better than going Smith Chain, probably. Also, Mushroom. I thought we were not supposed to do these stupid chains.
That's the worst, is when you're looking for one item and then all the fetch quest items decide to show up at the end. Like, oh, where's the shovel? Here. If the shovel's here, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to react. Oh, that's weird. That was supposed to be a shovel. Did that get swapped to 20 as well? Weird. I don't know why that keeps happening.
Oh, hey, did Marty not check Lumberjack earlier?
Oh, he's going to get the red boomerang.
We're just going to see the blind Lumberjack. Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's really easy to not even think about it until you find the boots, so enjoy your red boomerang. Oh, he's actually going to hit it. All right. Well, Dataplet does get Bombos, so doesn't have to worry about missing that for T-Rock if that ends up being it. We have Smith Chain, Mire, Mushroom. Believe that is what we're looking at here. Is this Arcane of Samario? No. No, it is not. Psych! For some reason, it almost looked like he fluted right back to the witch's hut. But
no, these runners are fast on their flute menuing.
Well, if it does end up, being in Mire or something terribly stupid like that, I feel like both these runners are going to kind of go in the same path. We did see it is Ether for T-Rock. Bombos not required. That Ether medallion was in the front of Palace of Darkness, so both runners had that for a very long time. But yeah, it almost seems like Dataplet's probably going to follow the same path that Marty's doing, though he'll probably...
Got a break at some point.
Yeah. If it's in Hammer Pegs and you got the frog with you, you got to turn him in. Got to turn him in to get rid of him.
Don't get the Smith item. Just leave.
To be all right. Smith turn in, Purple chest. Meyer.
Oof.
Yep.
Oof.
Vanilla Meyer.
Marty has to go back for Graveyard Ledge.
No, he did that.
Did he? Did he go back and do that?
I think he did it. Yeah, he did it after Catfish.
Oh yeah, right. That was really, really clever of him. Smart to not leave that any more behind than it already was. Yeah, good. That'll keep them safe.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned full clear to potentially get Vanilla Samaria and Misery Meyer. Purple chest! Is it? Yes!
Go mode.
That is go mode at an hour 23:50 something or other for Dr. Marty. Just has to clear all of T-Rock and then head in GT. Nothing really to worry about at this point. Plenty of safeties, half magic, tempered sword. All the goods. Dr. Marty looking for a chance to stay alive in this tournament. Moving into the potential rematch. Hey, let's take a look at this group real quick. You know, let's see what they got going on. So Group A, Dr. Martio goes 0-2 against Shiva Hayes, and as Dataplet goes 0-2 against Ganon's Gone Wild. So those two are in the winner's side. So Dr. Marty's going to have a chance at either that redemption against their first opponent or going up against Ganon's Gone Wild. We haven't actually seen any matches completed by the two in the winner's side. So.
Cool. Thank you for that update about Group A.
Yeah.
Well, at least we never had to go into Mire.
Yes.
There's that.
There is that. But yeah, this was a pretty full cleary seed. Did we even get anything in Tower of Hera?
No.
I don't think we did. So
it
that's
just looked like a really good idea.
So the only pendant dungeons was required was Desert, which required Mitts with Book in.
Yeah.
Where was Book again? Swamp.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't think there was a very reasonable way to route this quickly, given that game gave you so many crystal dungeons available early and just didn't put the progression you needed in them.
Now, if only the game had been nice and move those boots from Hookshot Cave to Hype Cave or something.
If only all the items were where Willard wanted. Whoa.
Boots are fun. Boots make this game more fun. So, the sooner you get them, the better. And it's not like they ended up opening up anything. So, they weren't progression. They were just quality of life upgrade. So, you want to see them sooner. Yeah, this has been probably one of the extremely linear seed leading up to the Mitts. And then, even with the Mitts, the two runners still ended up kind of doing things in the same order for the most part.
Willard, what are some of your favorite Turtle Rock facts?
That I saw Chad talking about this the other day, but this is the Mario dungeon because it's got chain chomps, it's got pokies, it's got pipes, and skeletons. Because Mario's all about skeletons.
Is he?
Do you remember in Super Mario Bros. When you had to open up the last dungeon with the Quake medallion? I remember that.
I don't. That must be Super Mario Brothers 3, because I remember that one less well.
I like the Quake medallion.
Do you? Why is that?
It's funny. It's got a cool animation. You jump in the air, do a little groundy pound. It's nice.
Okay.
We are seeing a bit of a common play. I was gonna say risky play, but
Yeah,
like,
I was ready to call you out if you called that risky.
This is the common play of skipping the big chest and just assuming there's another key on Laser Bridge. There's some numbers out there that prove that this is an okay play to make, but I still never make it because if it's wrong, then you gotta mirror out or backtrack, and it's just real slow.
You're like 95% likely if you skip the lava chest and the big chest to still find the key on Laser Bridge. 95%. I think in almost every circumstance, you just take that. And look, I play D&D. I know that every so often you just roll the crit 1 with an nat 1, but assume that your opponent's going to roll that nat 1 too and deal with it. Anyways,
wow. Vanilla
so Dr. Martin. Okay, good.
That was close. That would imagine if you looked like the fool right there.
I'm still waiting for the day when I extol the virtues of skipping those 2 chests and then finally get burned on stream for it. Not today.
Not today. Yeah, looking at this, that's a whole T-Rock behind Dataplet is. I mean, even with like a GT play of like, Dr. Marty doing Hope Room and then full left, and then it being on right side or something, it's a pretty steep mountain to climb for Dataplet. Though this Trinex fight is going a little sideways for Dr. Marty, missing a lot of those ice rod shots.
That's what half magic's for.
Yeah, just wail.
Right. I did some math entering this Poke Key room that Dataplet's in right now. Looking about 3 minutes 25 seconds between the 2 runners at that point. So sizable gap for Dataplet.
That's a pretty big. Yeah, that's a pretty big gap.
Not insurmountable. What's the thing that we talk about, the left side, right side? Like that could do it, but we got a big advantage for Marty here.
The Mimi Town room play. Hey, Fireland, I got something I want to talk to you about.
Oh boy, what is it this time?
Oh boy, we're letting you go. Sorry.
All right, see ya. It's been
hey,
fun.
chat.
Hi, chat.
We got 22 chests coming up. We're heading into Ganon's Tower. We're looking for that big key to get us upstairs. We like to play a little game if somebody wants to. Thank you, Rick. Get those numbers in chat. I'm gonna say a number that I never say. My guess is always different every time. I always change it, so I'm gonna guess it is number 9 this time. Which, as soon as Filing gets back, you can tell me which chest that's gonna be. Chad, I think he's gone. I don't think he's coming back. All right, solo comms with your boy Willard. Boy. I guess I'll just count some numbers. Chest number 2 is a small key. Wow, we are actually seeing the right side play from Dr. Marty. So, that's the other thing. I mean, as one of these runners, you got to be feeling. I don't know. Do you feel behind in the seed? Or do you just assume that both players,
It's
last location, everything? Like,
hard to say. I think. Yeah, you get to GT, you run through in your head what your opponent might have done, how they might be ahead of you, or how you might be ahead at this point, depending on all the decision points that you both had. Dr. Marty is skipping the key on the right side. Okay, that's probably fine.
That's usually you always end up with a spare key, but
we know to trust him at this point. But like this is a seed, I think, where you don't even try to do that. Because that way lies madness. There's too many weird things, too many odd variables, too many like little bits of time to save or lose depending on what checks you lumped together while you were full clearing the game. Ooh, look, there's our big key on the left side.
And an extra small key, so no problem.
Excellent. See, Marty's fine.
Wait a minute, what chest was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Aw. That was close.
You know, Willard, I just realized
Uh-huh.
you don't work for this tournament anymore. You can't fire me.
That's right. I gave up the admin position years ago.
Me too. High five.
High five. You know, all it took was a 512-person Swiss tournament to make me realize that this admin stuff ain't for me. Woof. Anyway, I agree. With how late MITs were, and if I was playing this and got MITs that late, I would also be feeling like my opponent probably did Dark Death Mountain before the Smith Chain, because Smith Chain is that's a slow check for what, 3 items? Ugh. But you never know. I also just assume I'm going to lose every race. And my opponent is, you know, literally a genius, so. But yeah, Marty, pretty much, you know, this is his race to lose. Good chance of getting this W and moving on to take on the loser of the winner's side race between Ganon's Gone Wild and Shiva Hayes, so. That's the thing, is also Dr. Marty was the 1 seed in this group, getting upset by the 4 seed in the first round, so I can definitely see them wanting that redemption for sure. But at the same time, Phylan, I mean, it's randomizer. I feel like you could have probably seeded at least like 90% of the top 128 slightly off, and you'd probably get similar results anyway.
You know, we don't do qualifiers to come up with an exact ranking of 128 players. We just do it to figure out 128 people who should have a shot at competing.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere in there is the champion of all randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it is yet. That's why we're doing this tournament. We'll find out in a couple
I definitely feel
months.
like when looking at the qualifiers and the rankings, I definitely feel like the top 10, 100% are like super accurate. And then the rest I'm like, eh. Ooh.
Rough fall for Dr. Marty in the Torches room.
Let's get a little too high up there. Or did he fall when he was trying to tap up to send that fire rod up?
Yeah, so his first fire rod shot went right instead of up, so then he tried to readjust and fell in the hole. And redid the room, and we saw a nice little pause before he went up the stairs, waiting for the torches to go out so that the tower stayed intact.
Mm-hmm.
Important to do.
Don't want to despawn GT like we saw in Eternity Race yesterday. For people just getting here, this seed was super linear. We had a required Aga, we had a super late glove over in Village of Outcast chess game, and then a book in required Swamp Palace with a Titan Myths in Pendant Desert. For the most part, Dr. Marty's been the lead the entire time and has just been, you know, cutting corner, or not even cutting corners, just saving time here and there. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what Dr. Marty did to get to this point. You'd have to look back and be like, just.
This is the kind of race where I'm sad that they didn't quite go through things in sync, because I want to do an execution comparison, but I wasn't sitting there with my stopwatch time in their dungeons, and I'm sure they were both gaining and losing time each way. Some of it was just more efficient groupings on the routings for Dr. Marty.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, then, you know, you had Dataplet that went like Catfish and did all the Zora stuff as well, and like also, you know, checked Green Pendant after doing Aga. So making some good decisions, good, you know, groupings and time saves. Nice triple right there.
That was nice.
So it's honestly really hard to say. There wasn't like one thing that Dataplet did that put him behind, I'd say. So honestly, like, I don't know. Just kind of how it came out.
There was one really clutch play Dr. Marty did earlier that I didn't think of at the time. But when he did the Waterfall Fairy early before Aga, he threw that bottle into the pyramid, into the fountain. Got a fairy. Got a fairy for that. And that meant that later on he was able to avoid a nasty, nasty death.
Yeah, because he would have had to, you know, walked all the way around, gone to the bridge.
So, that was literally 2 minutes saved. 2 or more minutes saved right there. Without that, you're looking at a much closer race.
I don't know
at a
about 2
different middle state
minutes.
for Marty.
He
Eh,
died
it's a long walk.
he died like
It's a long
south of Bumper Ledge. That's not 2 minutes.
It's got to be like 2 minutes. I don't know.
You think if he dropped a bottle into the Ganon hole, do you think he'd send it back with like spit in it or something?
Right,
Think you do
so
that?
Dr. Marty is in the third phase of the Ganon fight at this point. It's a cool phase. You just hit Ganon 4 times.
Tempered Sword, Half Magic, Fire Rod. Ganon not playing nicely. Oh, wow.
Spicy fire rod
That is,
shot.
I mean, he has plenty of time if he wanted to miss that torch glitch, but yeesh.
That's
spent, like-
that's a good looking play.
I spent like 30 minutes before my race yesterday practicing Fire Rod torch glitch and like getting good timings and stuff. And I would still use the lamp if I had it. So
I've done it once. It was the first time I ever got to Ganon without lamp, and only afterwards did I realize how hard it was to do. I just fluked it first try.
sometimes
But yeah,
sometimes it just works.
not a thing you just want to wing most of the time.
All right, that's going to do it. GG's in chat for Dr. Marty. Let's see that sword up in the air. That's going to be a W. I'm going to be moving on to staying alive in this group stage of this tournament, as Dataplat will be off onto another adventure, potentially some sort of mysterious adventure, like a mystery tournament. But yeah, finally, that was a fun race.
That was. So for those watching at home, official time for Dr. Marty, 1 hour, 39 minutes, 29 seconds. Getting that nice sub 140 time. Is that a metric? That's a metric.
Sure. As long as you get some interval of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're good, right?
Yeah.
You got the sub 39:55. Gee, did it. But yeah, we'll see if he's already in the voice call. GG's, man.
GG's, thanks very much. Yeah, that was not stressful at all. I definitely wasn't looking at race time every 3 seconds to make sure data hadn't finished.
I mean, when you got a linear seed like that, it's really hard to like determine whether or not you're leading or not. I mean, we still like talking about it. We're not exactly sure what 1 or 2 things like put you in such a lead, but you were pretty much running the show for the entire time. So probably just like minor time saves here and there, minor routing efficiencies or execution efficiencies.
Yeah, I mean, I thought early on, like by the time we got to Aga, was fairly sure that data would clear all of the overworld before going to Aga, because that's kind of what burned him yesterday. So at that point, I just thought, okay, we're both here at roughly the same time. It's a whole new game, 40 minutes in, so now I have to really up my game more to try and compete. And then, yeah, just everything was exactly next place in line. It was just, yeah, I thought if this was going to be a super close race. So,
Yeah, I mean, we were wondering when Mitts were going to show up, because like the seed was playing a very linear seed, and once Mitts show up, then we could see some divergence. But even after Mitts, with how late it was, like there wasn't really too much left. Like the minor differences were like Dataplat checking Myers Shed and Checkerboard while you went straight to Ice, and then you did, and then followed right behind you. So y'all stayed pretty much neck and neck the entire time. Well, not neck and neck, but followed the same path. So, but
yeah, I mean, the only things left in logic at that stage for me, I think, was Meyer. Before I got, was it the Cane?
Yep.
So yeah.
And nobody wants to make a pendant Meyer dip at all, ever. Because that just feels bad.
What do you want with the Meyer dip? Meyer's a sucky dungeon, but, needs must sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a fun dungeon to clear. Yeah, we saw some really cool things that you were doing in this seed that the mirroring out after getting the maiden in Thieves Town. That was, I'd not seen that.
I figured because I didn't have the glove and I had to go the long way around, it would be faster. I'm not entirely sure it was, but I feel it might be just, marginally faster.
it felt faster, but also it was just kind of cool to see. So we weren't too worried about it.
I saw someone in chat watch a replay back and go, "Oh yeah, it's 7 seconds difference." So take that with a grain of salt. But
thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat.
Hey, we've seen races come down to 7 seconds or more. Yeah.
Ooh, damn. It's good to know.
But I mean, yeah. What else is there to say about an extremely linear seed?
Yeah, I imagine it was quite boring for you guys to watch, just trying to determine who's actually in the lead from our slight divergences.
We had fun. We made it fun.
Lots of bad jokes. It's just
lots of bad jokes.
Full of bad jokes.
Well, yeah, when you two get together, it's always that.
Hey now, hold on. But GG's Dataplet does finish, takes down Ganon, and is done with this, well, arguably boring seed, right? Yeah, GG's in chat for him. Fortunately, this is the end for Dataplet in this tournament. But it won't be the last we'll see of him, right? That's what we say, right? Finally on.
Willard.
Say stuff.
Yeah, Dataplet's official time was 1 hour, 43 minutes, 37 seconds. That's a thing. Do you need me to say more things?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not come prepared for this.
It's been like this the entire time.
I left my notebook in the other room. Yeah, pretty much, Marty. Don't watch it. No.
So, all right. I guess the easy thing to ask Marty would be, is your name closely resembling to Dr.
God.
Mario? Or is it just a coincidence?
Well, it's sort of a coincidence. It's sort of I got it from that. I think Paper Mario was where it came from, and I was studying for my PhD at the time, so I thought, yeah, why not? Big myself up a little bit, make myself seem important.
Perfect. Thank you. That's been bugging me this entire race. I've been like half paying attention because I've been too busy thinking about that. Anyway, real question though, who are you wanting to face next? Do you want that redemption?
I would like my revenge against Shiva Hayes. That would be sweet. Although to be fair, I'm terrified of facing either of them because Shiva Hayes beat me now 2-0, absolutely destroyed me, and then there's also Ganon's Gone Wild, and I don't think anyone ever wants to face them ever, just ever.
Yeah, I mean, looking at those two, it's like it's a coin flip. You never know. You never know really what you want out of that. So, but yeah, I figured you'd want to get revenge. Because I mean, you were the 1 seed in this group, so going 0-2 against Shiva was probably like, oh man. But at the same time, it's randomizer. Holy cow!
Excuse me.
Jesus.
Sorry, I thought I was on push to mute. That's completely my bad.
Oh my god, my heart.
My apologies, chat.
Anyway, bless you. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But GG's, man, and good luck to you in the next round. Hopefully, get some good tourney action.
Yeah, thanks very much, and GG's again to Data. I feel good beating him in this because he beats me constantly in cross keys, so it's a nice little bit of redemption for myself.
Nice. Good old ladder. We take that. All right. Well, chat, we got more game coming up for you. You like game? I like game.
Oh, I love game.
I'm gonna look at the thing.
I can tell you the thing. I'm looking at it right now.
All right.
There's actually.
Go ahead.
Don't what?
Go ahead. No, it's fine.
All right. There's actually like no race going on right now, which is weird and confusing. But in just over an hour on SG2 is Big Dunka versus Co-Ride. So you could go check out that, or you could just sit around here for 2 hours, and then eventually Jay Misher and Error will be fighting on this channel. This channel right here, the main Speed Gaming channel. Then, Hitsuyan Bonta, Kern, TJ Maelstrom, Dazed Cloud, Penny Royal Oil, Scarlet Alas, and there's a lot of races in this tournament. Check that schedule link in chat.
If I can interject, aren't Shady and Toofsy due to play in Speed Gaming next?
Are they getting a restream?
Oh, I thought they were. Maybe they're not. Oh, my bad.
Maybe not. I mean, you can go watch Shady and Tusi on their own channels. That is legal, despite our best efforts.
No, I thought I seen earlier that they were getting the restream, so that's my bad. I'll be quiet again.
No
Oh,
comms.
please don't. We need your words, Marty. But yeah, then there will be races today, this week, next month.
Just want to take this opportunity to thank Valetti for running Tracker. It's a tough task to do, especially when we have to listen to two dinguses talk. And of course, GG's to both of our runners. Thanks everyone for watching. And thanks for the comms finally on.
Thanks, Willard. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Bye, everyone.